Hello everyone, welcome to this month's School Zone show. I'm your host, John Larsen, and today we've got Missy Goodman with us. She is the CTE business instructor for Shoalo High School. Thanks, Missy. Appreciate you being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Really glad that you're here. I've had the opportunity over the last few weeks to interview some of the other CTE instructors, and it's been really fun for me. I'm hoping it's been fun for the viewers too, because I think this is such a great program, such a great opportunity for the kids to learn something that they can take into the real world, something that definitely prepares them for college. And so anyway, I'm really excited. To begin though, I wanna have you introduce yourself to the folks and tell us about yourself. I know that you're a homegrown Shoalo gal, and you've got a lot of family that has been teachers here in the district and stuff. So tell us about yourself.
Okay, so yes, I was born here in Shoalo, Arizona, attended school here. My father was a teacher here with the district for several years. He retired after, I believe it was 30 years of being with Shoalo schools. He had several jobs, from being an elementary PE teacher to being a assistant principal AD at the high school and the junior high. And he started the softball program here, and the field was recently named after him, which was an honor for him. So my love of education came from him, and then I had some very great teachers and mentors also in the school district. So I had a really good experience growing up here. Enjoyed the small town, enjoyed being able to be know people and to be able to have a lot of the teachers throughout my growing up. And so a lot of them inspired me to become a teacher myself. So I actually graduated from Shoalo High School and ended up going to college at Snow College. And I got my associate degree there. And the reason I chose Snow College is I was offered a full-ride scholarship. So I went and was a softball pitcher for Snow College, and we went to nationals twice, and it was a great experience. And cool. It was really cool. And due to my mentors in the past, I had some great mentors, like Linda Lotman was my business teacher, and she inspired me also to become a business teacher myself. So I started out in business management as my degree, and then I went to ASU after that. And then I ended up going to Brigham Young University and getting my bachelor's degree in secondary education, business ed there. And then from there, I went to NAU and was able to get a master's degree in educational technology.
Great, super. That, I think it's so important that our kids understand that more than just the fact that a high school diploma is, I don't want to say that it's insufficient, because I don't want to demean or make it less than it is, but really how important it is to go on to school. And how great that you were able to get at least part of your education paid for through sports or some other, an academic situation where you could get a scholarship. I just really want our kids to understand how great it is to continue your education, and for you to attain your master's. Congratulations, that's awesome.
Thank you.
So how long have you been with the district? Did you teach somewhere else before you came to our district?
Okay, so I started teaching in 1997, and my first job was with St. John's Unified School District. So I got a job there and was a business teacher at that school. And I also was a assistant softball coach and the head varsity volleyball coach there. I only stayed there a year because then I ended up getting pregnant with my daughter. And so my husband was just getting out of the military at the time, and we ended up moving to Shoalo to have her. And then I stayed home like 4 years with my kids while they were little. And then I ended up starting to teach for Shoalo in the year 2002. So I've been with them since then.
Great. So you've been with us well over 10 years, 15 years now, huh? Mm-hmm. Pretty close. Good for you. So tell me about FBLA.
Okay.
And tell us about your involvement. Tell us what you do, including what's a day in the life of the business instructor at Shoalo High School.
Okay, so FBLA is Future Business Leaders of America, and it's the oldest and largest student organization that's out there. We have about 100 plus kids in our organization at Shoalo High School, and these kids, they learn basic business skills, and they're able to go and do competitions. They're able to do community service, and they're able to just learn the skills that they need to make themselves employable in the business and industry world when they're ready to go out there. So we attend 3 different conferences throughout the year. We go to a fall leadership conference where the kids go to workshops and they learn how to be leaders. They learn how to dress for success and how to write resumes, cover letters, and go through job interviews, different things like that. And they get to actually meet industry people. And then we have 2 competitions we go to. One is in February, and it's the regional competition. And our kids usually do very well at that. And we had lots of kids excel and become winners at that competition that we attended this last February. And they are able to compete in various things, such as business law, marketing, entrepreneurship. They can do website design. They can do impromptu speaking, public speaking. There's over like 80 different events that they can compete in, and they kind of pick and choose what they're good at. And they're all business related, and then they're judged by business industry people. So it's really a good opportunity for them. Next week, we're gearing up to go to Tucson, Arizona, where they're going to go to state competition.
Really?
So they'll compete against all the different high schools in the state.
So when you talk about these competitions, is there a winner in each category, and then are points accumulated to find a state champion type of
Yeah, so how they do it is they award first, second, and third in each event. Because at regionals, it's just we compete against 1/4 of the state of Arizona. So our region,
So that's a pretty large region,
It
a
is.
quarter of the state. That's
yeah,
pretty
we
big.
have about 500 kids, 600 kids that we compete against for regionals. So they're awarded first through fourth in that competition. And then they don't really have a sweepstakes winner at that competition, but they do have one at state. So there's a big traveling trophy that everyone fights for to try to be the school that gets to keep that traveling award. And at state, it's of course a lot harder because they're competing against a lot more schools, a lot more kids. And so a lot of times they're competing against 110 kids in their event.
Wow, in each event. So
yes.
is it classed like some of the other sports, or when we talk about the entire state that we're competing against?
We are
Desert Vista and
yes.
Really, wow.
Yeah. So even your region, it doesn't matter if you're like in sports, you're 1A, 2A, 3A.
Right.
In FBLA, there's no such thing. You just compete against the schools that live in your area.
Really?
And then states, every single school in the state of Arizona.
Wow, that's great. So they've really, I'm in my head, I'm just thinking, in order for them to be successful, that really shows how good of a teacher you are. And our kids have been successful in this. So that has a lot to say for you.
Well, thanks.
That is
I'm
great.
blessed to have a lot of the best kids in the program. So we get a lot of the kids who want to excel, the kids that want to be there, and the kids that will give 110+% to, achieve and succeed. So it's easy when you're working with great kids.
That's great. So tell me what the program, a little more. I think you touched on a little bit, but tell me a little more about what the program offers the kids. What do they get out of this?
Okay. So my program is one of the CTE programs, which stands for those people who don't know what CTE is, it's Career and Technical Education. And I run the business program at the high school. And what we do is my kids are able to earn what's called dual enrollment credit. So what that means is they're able to get high school and college credit at the same time. So in my program, the kids learn various things from marketing, management, accounting, entrepreneurship, how to professional customer service, different classes like that. And throughout the program, they're able to earn what's called a certificate of proficiency in entrepreneurship, which means they've attained at least 19 college credit hours above and beyond the high school program. So they leave the high school able to have that certificate of proficiency with them.
So straight up, right out of high school, they've got 19 college credits. And
yes.
So once they enter college, they're already ahead of the game.
They are.
That is really great. I know that I want to know about. I know that we have a process where, as an incoming freshman, they're able to take or experience all of the CT courses. Correct? Tell me a little bit about that.
Okay, so the freshmen enter the high school and they take what's called Career Focus class, and in that class they do rotate. We have them about 4 weeks right now. And they rotate through each of the CTE programs. So in that time, we talk to the kids about what our program is. We do different activities with them. They get to do, like I teach teamwork and professionalism and communication with them. And then I just talked to him about, FBLA and talked to him about the business program and what my program has to offer them if they were to continue through from a sophomore to a senior. So they're able to take that. And then that's the introduction class. If they have an interest in the program, then they go on to Business 1 as a sophomore. And then they would come into Business 2 and Business 3. And in Business 1, they earn their first 3 college credits for the introduction to business class. So they just learn the basics of what business is. And the good thing about teaching business is they do learn those life skills, and they do leave with stuff that they would need in the real world.
Sure, yeah. I mean, there's so many times that I've interviewed for a job and maybe I wasn't quite prepared. I didn't know exactly what to expect and didn't have my answers quite ready. But this seems like a really great opportunity for them to really be ahead of the game when they come out of high school looking for a job, if that's the way they want to go, or to continue on their college. Hopefully they continue their college. So a kid that comes into school either if they know that this is what they want to do, they can get with their counselor and go right into the business program, the FBLA program, or as they experience the different CTE courses, they like something in one of it, or they feel like they want to continue on, they can just continue on with that, whether it be the business or photography or whatever. There's several of them, right?
That is correct. And we have a lot of the same kids. So we'll have kids that'll take 2 different CTE programs, which is great that they have the opportunity and the chance to do that. So then we share a lot of kids. So they're learning not only business, but they may be learning culinary skills as well. So then they're leaving with, again, the employability skills that they need to help them in the business and industry.
So not only can they cook at their own restaurant, but they can start their own restaurant because they've got the business skills. Wow, that's just great.
That is correct.
That is super. So tell me some of the other things. I know that you mentioned to me off camera about some of the things that you guys do, such as community service. Tell me about that.
Okay, so our kids being part of the program, number one, they learn skills. Their work-based learning is the Cougar store. So they get skills in how to order supplies and different things. They learn how to take inventory. They learn how to run a cash register. They learn how to deal with the public, like professional customer service skills. And they learn the day-to-day if their job was to be a small business owner. So they get to do that. It's really, really cool for them. Great. And then we also go out to the community, and we've done events such as Sholo Days in the past. We've helped the college with the Business Expo. And we're always looking for community service. So if people are watching this and they want a group of kids to come and help them with anything, the kids are required to do community service for the program and for being a member of FBLA as well. So they're able to, they probably clock in 50 plus hours of community service a year.
Wow. So if there's a business out there that's interested in having some of your kids come and help them in that way, what's the best way? They just call the high school and get in touch with you? Is that the best way to do it?
Yeah, the best way to do it would be to call the high school, and then they'll just put them through to me, and they can, and I will get back with them. And these kids are awesome. They're willing to do whatever. And, we just finished a community service event just this month. We collected clothes, and we did a clothing drive for some high schools that were not able to afford business clothes for competition.
Oh, wow.
So it went really good.
Oh, that's cool.
We ended up donating 6 boxes of various men's and women's clothes to these chapters that were unable to do it and would not be able to go to competition otherwise, because they're really strict on, the kids have to be in professional business dress at these competitions.
Oh, that's a good point.
So the kids loved it. It was a great community service project for them.
Wow, that is great.
So it was good. And earlier in the year, we also donated diapers to, single moms and different things like that. So our chapter was able to raise over 1,000 diapers to help these people out.
Very cool. That is great. While I'm thinking about it, and with this community, along with this community service thought, what about mentoring? Do you seek out mentoring from the community as far as a business leader that might want to take a kid under his wing or her wing and teach them? Oh yeah,
we are always looking for people to help, because these kids, if we have a mentor for them, a business owner or whatever, they would be more than helpful, and more than, the kids would be able to learn from the best of the best. And I think we have some good business owners and good business industry partners here in the city of Sholo. So we've had guest speakers come into my classroom where they've been able to talk about their job. I've had people such as Jill Tinkle come in and talk about State Farm, and she is very good at telling the kids, talking about marketing and branding and different skills that we're actually learning in the classroom. So we're always willing to have community people come in and, share what they do at their jobs or whatever with the kids. And so
that's great. So consider this an invitation to you folks out there. If you are available and can help these kids, we'd really love that. That'd be so great. Now, I know it's got to be there's got to be fun. This got to require funding. How do you fund this? How do you make this happen? It sounds like you travel to these competitions. I'm sure that there's things in the classroom that you need funding for. Tell us how you fund this and what you need.
Okay. So our kids, we basically do a ton of fundraisers a year. The kids are good bakers. We usually do a pumpkin roll fundraiser every year.
Oh, why have I not heard of that?
I don't know, but that's like one of our number one fundraisers that they enjoy.
From now on, I need to know about that.
Okay, we will let you know. But we usually do it in November, December time.
Of course.
And it's so fun. The kids enjoy it. I started it when I was teaching at the junior high school, and that was my first year actually starting up FBLA at the middle level, and then it was great to come up to the high school and continue on with those kids at the high school level. So, but the kids, yes, they are always looking for funding. We get a lot of help and support from especially the Youth Foundation. They have year after year come through and help these kids with competition costs, hotel costs, all kinds of things to make it possible for these kids who otherwise might not be able to afford to attend these events.
I love the fact they're so helpful in across the board and with a lot of things that we do at the schools, and so I'm really grateful for them. I love the fact that sometimes people get in their head a sports situation, but they really help with a lot of various clubs and whatnot at the schools, so they're great. They do a great job, and our kids really, really appreciate the help that they give us, so they're a good one. We've also received some help from Cell One in the past, which is also a great sponsor with these kids. Great. So again, a plug. If anybody is willing, we can always use some help with funding this super great program. Are there any other benefits that you can think of for the kids? Tell me what else they benefit from being in this program. Okay. So besides the employability skills that they're going to learn in the program and getting the college credits, they get the chance to travel and compete. And they meet some of these business industries, like I said, at these workshops and different things that they do. It's just a great opportunity for them also to network and to meet high school kids from all over the state. And if they qualify in the top 4, they get the opportunity to go to nationals. So every year at nationals, we go to a different state. Like this year, we're going to San Antonio, Texas. And usually we have a couple kids that want to go and that qualified to go. And that's a great experience for them because some of them have never left the mountain. And so to be able to take them to another state and do things that they probably would not get the chance to do otherwise is a great thing. And these kids they love to go. They love to compete against the other states. And there's other countries that go there as well. So they meet kids from China and Puerto Rico and different places. So it's just a good opportunity for them to actually, like I said before, to learn skills that are going to help them as adults in the future. And they end up coming in my program and they're not sure if they want to go and compete. They're not sure if they want to, if they have the skills to be a good public speaker, if they're able to problem solve and think on their feet. And a lot of those competitions give them that confidence that they need. So they're able to do a job interview, like you said, and they're able to be proud of a resume or be proud of a website that they have designed and to work with the group. And with the group, they get a scenario of, it could be marketing, it could be entrepreneurship, it could be anything. And they're able to have a problem and have to go through and decision make and solve that problem and present that to the judges. So it just gives them the people skills that they need, which most of our jobs we know are dealing with people, and they're able to get that experience as well. As you're speaking, I'm just excited about the abilities and the benefits that these kids can get from these programs is so great, and I'm so grateful. How do they qualify for nationals? What do they? I'm assuming they have to place a certain place in state in order to go to nationals. What does that entail?
Okay, so to be a contender for the national FBLA competition, they have to end up in the top 4 in their events. So they compete, like I said, some of these events, they're competing against 110 kids. So to even be in the top 10 is a big deal.
Sure.
And they'll usually, we know the top 10 contenders, but to have the opportunity and the chance to go to nationals is like for most of them, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
Sure.
So they get to, they prepare and they try, obviously, to be in that top, 4% of their event to go.
That is great.
Yeah,
I'm assuming in the top 4, being that maybe some kids can or can't go, and so they've got alternates and whatnot. Is that why the top 4 as opposed to just number 1?
Right. I think they do the top 4 because they give the kids a chance from every state to have, just not just one person from every state.
Oh, that's great.
So yeah, it's good. And some kids, you're right, they can't go, or some kids will qualify in more than one event. And they're only allowed to go in one event.
Okay, yeah. So they've got to choose.
Exactly.
Maybe they're better what they feel like they're better at, so they choose that. Oh, exactly. Super, great. Oh, I'm glad they've got that. I'm glad they've got a way to make sure that more people are involved. That's really great. Mm-hmm. So, Missy, if I were to ask you, with what time we have left, tell me what your favorite part of your job is. Why did Missy Goodman decide to come to Sholo Junior High, start the FBLA program, and then progress and move into the high school? Why do you do it?
Okay, so like I said, I had some really, really great mentors growing up, and I started my education path going into business management. I was going to be a business owner myself and own my own business. I'm not sure what, but that was my game plan. But as I started progressing through my college education, I really, really realized that I really enjoy kids. So through that path, I decided to become a teacher. And so I went to school a year longer, got my secondary education degree, and decided that I wanted to teach something that would be beneficial to kids. And I already had all the business classes in place to do it. So my best option was to go into business education. But the funny thing is I ended up starting to teach in physical education. Mm-hmm. So when I started at the junior high, I was teaching physical education, which I also think is a great program and a great thing for kids. So between that, there was an opportunity where I was able to teach physical education and business education to the kids at the junior high. So I was able to start off with a program that was called Career Explorations. And that's where you teach the kids, they learn about themselves, their personal interests, things they like to do, and then they look into careers that they think might best meet their personality. So that's how I started with that. And then I was invited to teach at the high school 3 times before I finally took the high school job, because I really did like the junior high level and the junior high kids. So it was a hard call for me to go to the high school. But what the call finally was is I had my own kids coming through, and my daughter was an 8th grader and she was getting ready to come up to the high school. Mm-hmm. So I just decided, that would be really cool to go through high school with her, and then her brother's 2 years younger than her, and to follow them through. And he just graduated last year, so that was a great experience for me to be able to do that. So I just have a passion for kids, and I just enjoy, being part of their lives. I enjoy seeing them learn a skill, and I enjoy the ones that go on and actually continue in business in college. And I think that, I'm able to make a difference in their lives, because I'll have a bunch of kids come back and go, I went into business because you inspired me to be that person, and to, go in to be a business manager myself. Or I have kids that are in accounting and kids that want to do human resources, that kind of stuff. Mm-hmm. So I think that's a really good thing. My FBLA president last year is currently the assistant state director's assistant at the Arizona Board of Education. And so to see her excel and get such a good job right out of high school is amazing. So, you become part of their life and they become part of yours. And mm-hmm. That's really the reason I decided to be a teacher, because I just thought, maybe I can make a difference in their lives.
That is so cool. So as you're talking, I just saw, or I realized that you had an interest in business. Mm-hmm. You are an athlete. You've been an athlete your whole life. Mm-hmm. And you loved kids. And you combined all of that with your schooling into a position where now you have such an influence on the kids and you make such a great difference in their lives. And I'm grateful for that. And I hope people see that and understand that it's possible for them to continue on and do. Thank you so much for being here today. I really loved having you. I really loved learning about this program, and I've grown to appreciate you even more in what you do. So thank you so much.
Well, thank you.
You bet. Thanks for joining us here on School Zone, and we'll see you again soon.